guys, it's Mel. Here with Gulf Coast Driveshaft. Sorry, we've been a little MIA. We have been extremely busy and we figured it was time to do another YouTube video for you guys. So we're gonna do a little short video today about a Dodge Ram TRX. And the reason why we chose to do the TRX video for you is because we already have a carbon fiber build when we built the one for Steve Morris's wagon. So today we're going to show you how we build a different style of drive shaft that actually uses the inverted spline. I call this slip and spline, yoke shaft, stub and sleeve. It has a couple different names, but anyways, this is actually going to press into the carbon fiber. This piece presses into here. Then we have the slip and spline that goes into it after we get done pressing it. And so I just wanted to show you the different way we do that. So this is going to be a little shorter video than the one that we did for Steve Morris because you've already seen how we really do it all. So we're going to kind of speed up the process. But then once we get to the actual pressing and building of the drive shaft, that's where we'll kind of slow it down and explain the difference between the two. So let's get started. By the way, I guess I should have made note the difference between this one as well. With the TRX, we actually use a 4-inch 155 wall carbon fiber tubing. Most of our other drive shafts we build, most of them are 3-inch or 3.5 inch. The TRX is 4 because A, the length, B, the torque, and it's 155 wall. We do also offer a 186 wall if you really turn up your TRX, but for the most part, most of the TRXs are fine with the 155 wall. So that's why these look a little bit bigger. These bond yokes and slip and spline are actually 1410 series as well. Most of what we do is 1350 or 1480. We don't really do a lot of 1410 series. But that's how Dodge made it, so that's what we do.
And unfortunately, the flanges in the TRX are captive to Dodge. So we have to have the flanges out of the truck to build the drive shaft. Or we can build the shaft, ship the shaft, and you can have the flanges installed after it's built until somebody starts making those flanges aftermarket. Hence why we have to stick with 1410 series to match the flanges. So.
Yep. All right, so again, same process. I have to heat this, have to heat up the yoke shaft, and then, like I said, I'll explain to you the difference in what we do in the tubing and how we press this in a moment. This process on the bond yoke end is going to be the same as all of the others with the bond yoke ends. It's just that, like I said, the difference is going to be when we do the yoke shaft part.
never gonna stop.
So before the compressor decided to fill up as I was doing that, I was gonna mention on the part when I was heating the yoke shaft, you may have noticed that I was not heating the entire area, nor did I scuff or clean the entire area. I mean, I did a quick wipe down of the top part. And the reason being is when we press this yoke shaft, we're only going to press it to this lip right here. This entire area is not going to be inside of the tubing. This is actually where the rubber boot that we will install later will sit, and then it'll attach here with a clamp and a clamp. So that's the reason why I didn't do anything really to this top part of the bond yoke. We'll lay a bead of glue here, and then we can press this part, the yoke shaft, into it. Also, before we start to press this in, I wanted to also make note, you'll notice that the sleeve is a solid sleeve the entire way around. So there's no injection ports into this. So what we need to do is we drill a small hole in about 3 inches into the tube on each side of the tubing, so that we could do the same kind of injection that we do with the bond yokes. It's just we actually inject it through the tube instead of through the sleeve, and we'll show you that here in a second. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and press it in just like we normally do with the other ones. So this one, we're doing the same. We inject into the injection port in the bond yoke end. Okay, so now the way we inject the glue here is the same thought process. We inject from the bottom, which will chase the air up, and the air bubbles will escape out the top. And when there's no more air bubbles, then we know that we have a solid bond. No more air bubbles means we have a solid bond. So now, just like all of the other carbon fibers, this will sit over the weekend, allow 48 hours for the bond. Once it's done, we will take it over to the torque tester, torque test it, throw it in the balancer, balance it, send a printout with it. But then, and when we do, well, of course we install the U-joints and stuff, but the boot now, the clamp will go right here, and the boot will cover up this part. We'll put some grease in the slip and spline, and then the boot will lay in here, so that way when it's installed in the vehicle, it'll collapse and then be able to be where it's supposed to be at riding position. So that's how we do the inverted spline / yoke shaft style drive shafts. This is how we build everything, like the CTSVs, the Camaros, Mustangs, two-wheel drive F-150s, TRX, Trackhawk, Durango, Hellcats, all of them.
Also, on the carbon fibers, all carbon fiber shafts come with a serial number that's actually permanent into the tube. So when we build these shafts, we document all these serial numbers on each drive shaft. So this tubing will have a history on it from the manufacturer. So if there's any issues with a shaft, we can use that serial number to trace it. So
that's how we build the Dodge Ram TRX, and like I said, all of the other ones. Well, most of the other ones that aren't trans yoke style Driveshaft.
Yep. And next, like I said, I get to put U-joints in it, and I get to go play in the torque tester.
That's your favorite part. So thanks for watching. We do have another YouTube video coming up, hopefully in the next week or so. We had a customer bring up a really good question to us, gave us a really good idea, so we're going to show you a little bit between after we're done building and it cools before we put it in a balancer. There's actually another step that we haven't shown anybody, so stay tuned for next video and see you soon. Oh,
one more thing.
Never mind.
Yeah, I just thought of something else. Also,
I forgot.
2 weeks we'll be at LS Fest, Bowling Green, Kentucky. If you're there, stop by. We're going to have our booth set up. Hopefully, we'll have the Cadillac on display. Please come by. If we haven't met you, come by, introduce yourself, see us, check out our display.
I thought you were going to give me a hard time because I didn't say like, subscribe, and share. Because I always forget that part. And that's like Shane's thing now, I guess, because I don't usually remember to say it. But please subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. We post everywhere when we get a chance. We've just been really super busy lately.
And we apologize if we seem a bit giddy, but both of us are on a lot of caffeine this morning, thanks to my Dunkin' coffee. So, but thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you watching the video, and like she said, please like, share, subscribe. We appreciate all the support. Thanks.